You don't work for a country, you work for money that controls countries. No badge, no uniform, no official existence. Just instructions that arrive without a sender. You don't apply for this life. It finds you when you're useful enough. And once you're in, you don't decide how far it goes. You're not looking for this job. That's why they choose you. It starts with a conversation that feels accidental. A meeting that wasn't supposed to happen. Someone who knows too much about your past. They don't offer a role. They offer a possibility. Private intelligence firms have done this for years. Companies like Academy or Stratfor quietly recruit talent. Ex-military. Analysts. People who don't ask unnecessary questions. You're told nothing specific. Just that your skills are valuable in certain environments. No paperwork. No contract. Just a number to call if you're interested. You hesitate. Because you don't know who's behind it. But curiosity is stronger than caution. You make the call. And that's when it begins. You say yes before you understand the rules. You never meet your employer. Instead, you meet your handler. Calm voice. Controlled answers. Always watching. In real intelligence systems, handlers are everything. They protect identities. They filter information. They decide what you need to know. And what you don't. Your handler never gives full explanations. Only pieces. Only fragments. You complete small tasks first. Information gathering. Observation. Pattern tracking. Nothing illegal. Nothing obvious. But something feels off. You notice gaps in what you're told. Details that don't quite connect. You ask questions once. You don't ask again. Because you realize something quickly. You're not hired to understand the mission. You're trusted with tasks, not the truth. Now you're inside systems most people never see. You monitor executives. Track competitors. Analyze political shifts across regions. Large corporations already do this. They invest millions into private intelligence, risk analysis, market influence, strategic positioning. But you're not just reading reports. You're part of them. You sit behind screens, watching decisions form before they happen. You see deals before they're announced. You know outcomes before the public does. It changes how you see the world. You stop thinking in people. You start thinking in power. Markets move. Policies shift. Narratives change. And behind it, you see patterns. Not random. Controlled. You're not watching people anymore. You're watching power move. Now your role changes. You're no longer observing. You're shaping. Influence operations are real. Lobbying. Media narratives. Public perception strategies. All legal. All strategic. And incredibly powerful. You don't write headlines. You suggest angles. You don't control media. You guide what gets attention. Small adjustments. Subtle pushes. A story gains traction. Another disappears. You watch public opinion shift in real time. It's not about truth. It's about outcomes. That realization hits hard. Because now you're part of it. You see how easily people believe what they're shown. How quickly narratives become reality. And for the first time, you hesitate. But hesitation doesn't last here. Because results matter more than questions. You don't change facts. You change what people believe that you're called when things go wrong. Quietly. Urgently. Without details. Private contractors already handle sensitive situations. Asset protection. Crisis management. Discreet negotiations. But your tasks feel different. Something needs to disappear. Not physically, but publicly. A situation. A connection. A risk. You're given parameters. Not instructions. You understand what needs to happen. Even if no one says it directly. And this time, you cross a line. Not because you're forced, but because you know how. That moment stays with you. Because you remember who you were before this. And you realize that version of you wouldn't approve. But that version of you doesn't exist anymore. You fix problems that can't exist publicly, that you're invited into rooms that don't officially exist. Private meetings. Secure locations. No recordings. No records. Ultra-wealthy individuals already operate at this level. They meet political leaders. They influence decisions before they're announced. And now you're there. Not as an equal, but close enough to see everything. You hear conversations that shape industries. You witness decisions that affect millions. It's not chaotic. It's calculated. A small circle. A few voices. Massive impact. And you realize something uncomfortable. The world isn't controlled by systems. It's influenced by people. Very few people. You feel powerful being here. But also uneasy. Because proximity to power isn't the same as having it. You're inside the room. But still not equal. Now you act before problems happen. You don't wait for threats. You prevent them. Private intelligence and security already operate globally, often in legal gray zones. Quietly, efficiently, your actions leave no trace. A situation is neutralized before it escalates. A risk is removed before it's noticed. No headlines, no recognition, just silence and success. You stop thinking emotionally. Everything becomes calculated, efficient, necessary. But something else disappears too. Accountability. No one checks your actions. No one questions your decisions. Because no one knows you exist. That's when it becomes dangerous. Because power without accountability changes people. And you feel that change. No one knows you stopped it. And no one ever will. You've proven yourself. You're no longer questioned. You're relied on. Tasks arrive with less context. Fewer explanations. Because you don't need them anymore. Or at least, they think you don't. Long-term operatives often reach this point. Deeply embedded. Fully trusted. Completely integrated into the system. You stop asking why. You stop needing to. Because results are all that matter. And you deliver them. Every time. But something shifts inside you. You don't feel conflicted anymore. You don't hesitate. That part of you is gone. Replaced by something quieter. Colder. You don't need answers anymore. Just instructions. Then something changes. Subtle at first. Fewer details in your tasks. Less communication. More distance. You notice it. Because you've learned to notice everything. In covert systems, risk is managed constantly. And people become risks. Especially people who know too much. Like you. You start connecting dots. Understanding more than you should. And that's when it hits you. You're no longer just valuable. You're dangerous. Paranoia sets in. Not loud. Not obvious. Just quiet awareness. You watch your surroundings differently. You question everything. Even your handler. Because now you understand the system fully. And you know how it protects itself. You're no longer an asset. You're a risk that IT comes without warning. One final message. Simple. Direct. Final. You're done. No explanation. No negotiation.